It's going really well so far, guys. Really well. We've had no sound twice, and then I couldn't get it to connect live at all. My computer didn't work twice. So let's just see where we're at here. Oh, I hope I haven't lost you all. I feel so bad because I feel like evenings are precious, and then we had all of this, so hopefully this straightens itself out. We'll give people a couple minutes. We've had to hop on and off a couple times, which is not super helpful for you guys. So, hey Mal. Okay, can anybody hear me? Oh, what a day. I hope people can hear me. If not, we're going to have to reschedule, I think, because this is just horrendous. Mostly for you guys. Hey, Nikki. Oh, sorry, that was really bright. Yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Evenings are precious. I get it. I am like, we've got this figured out. So let's just jump right in, and hopefully people will be able to hop back on now that we can hear me. Okay, so this is about follow-up appointments. Previously, we've called these membership overviews, but I've kind of like, for good or for bad, done away with that because I feel like if I were to say to somebody, let me do a membership overview, they don't really know what that means, and it probably kind of weirds them out. So I'm trying to just stick with like normal lingo. So you might say, we're just going to set a date, whatever. But let's talk about follow-up appointments. First of all, some... Yeah, I don't usually do my trainings like this on Facebook Live, but I appreciate that this is what you guys asked for, so here we are on Facebook Live. And besides the whole sound issue, I think we should be okay. There's probably like 12 million videos from me that aren't working. I'll have to go delete those. So there's some parts that might seem kind of funny because I'm doing it on Facebook Live all by myself, but we're winging it, and I'll be grateful for your feedback. And the other thing is, I am not an expert at this. I'm only like 1 to 2 months further along than you guys maybe, so have some grace for me too, which you all are really good about, but I am not an expert. Okay, so, and I do have notes because I have a lot that we're going to cover tonight. All right, so first big question, why in the world do we do them? Like, seriously, why do we do follow-up appointments? Okay, it's because, number one, what's our philosophy? Customer first, team second, me and my ego third. But customer first, guys. So if you had a box of 10 oils and possibly a plastic contraption that was supposed to spew them into the air, show up on your porch, wouldn't you kind of want some help with that? I mean, honestly, probably, and there's nothing wrong with this, 95% of the people that I have follow-up appointments with have literally not touched their oils because they don't know what to do with them. Okay, so if we're going to be customer first, that means we are going to sit down with somebody who has purchased oils and say, hey, let me help you with those. That's part of, I think it's kind of fun that we get to do that. So, hey everybody, sorry everybody who had such a hard, yeah, sorry, I just apologize. Okay, so we do them because our philosophy is customer first, and second, we do them because oils don't work unless you use them. Okay, and if you don't help somebody dive into their oils, they're going to go under the kitchen sink, they're going to go into a cupboard, and they're not going to get used. And that's just the reality of it. And guys, newsflash, oils don't work unless you use them. Okay, if you had a gym membership and you didn't go, or you went once or maybe twice, you'd be like, yeah, it didn't work for me. So let's not leave that taste behind with people that have invested a significant amount, well, I think it's a significant amount of money, a financial investment into these oils. They deserve somebody in the customer service to be like, hey, this is how you use these, so they actually get used and they actually experience how amazing oils can be, because they are amazing, right? When you open them up. Okay, so, and this is the other thing too about using them. We'll probably talk about this in a minute. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a minute. Okay, so what are the goals of a follow-up appointment? The first goal is to help them use their oils. We talked about that. And their account, okay? How in the world do they use their account? That's the best thing, is that when you get your kit, you get to order whatever you want, whenever you want it. And I think that's really kind of nice. Like, you don't have to come to me and be like, hey, Amy, I'm out of juniper berry. Could you get me some? And then deliver it. No. Just right to them. Super nice. And the second goal of the follow-up appointment is LRP, Loyalty Rewards Program. So let's just talk about this for a minute. let's just talk about, I've got some of you on here. Go ahead and send some thumbs up, some likes, or some hearts if you feel like you have had or still have some blocks about loyalty rewards program. They could be anything from, oh, they're not going to want to do that, or they won't need to do that. They can't afford to do that. I'm trying to think of other things. Why else? I don't know, just different reasons that we like short sell, I can't think of the phrase, but I'm not getting any hearts or likes, so I think you all must be totally confident about loyalty rewards program. But let's just like break this down for a minute here. Literally, actually, Laura Whipperman did the math, and if you want that math, then she will give it to you, and it's exceptional. There's some likes. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mal. So Mal is willing to admit, I've had them too. All right, so like, oh, they're not going to want to do LRP. There's no way. So here's the bottom line. If you are using your oils, you are going to run out of them. And when I say using your oils, this is what I'm thinking of. To use them for wellness, and that's part of what we teach people, that oils are not necessarily, although you could use them this way, this is our traditional thinking. Oh my gosh, I have a sore throat. 25 drops of Melaleuca on my throat. 30 drops of On Guard in a shot glass of water. 40 drops of frankincense on the bottoms of my feet. And then we do that once, and then we move on, and our body's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And yeah, you might get some results, but the whole idea of oils is that you use them for wellness. And so let me tell you, if you're using a bottle of oil of lemon or whatever for wellness, you're going to go through it easily. So she did the math on it. Ask Laura Whipperman. I'm not as brilliant as her, okay? It really truly is in their best interest to be doing loyalty rewards program. Can you tell me anywhere else that you can shop and they'll give you 30% back of everything you order, plus your shipping and a free product? No, I can't think of anywhere else either. And here's this. Can you tell me any other product you could buy? We're talking about a bottle of lemon here. Could you, specifically in this analogy, any other product that you could buy for $10 that would support healthy cholesterol levels, support healthy circulation, improve your digestion, improve your focus, gently detoxify your body, support you in healthy weight loss, clean every freaking room in your house, every surface in your house, be wood polish, clean your windows, and get anything sticky that your kids put on the wall off the wall for $10. And you're going to get 30% back and your shipping. Okay? So, it is in their best interest. If we are customer first, it is in their best interest to help them see the value of what loyalty rewards program has to offer. Okay? All right, I'm going to be quiet about that now, but I just had to say those things. So how do we set up a follow-up appointment? It should really happen in the sales conversation in that initial appointment. And it was like number 7 of the script of what we talked about. The only other thing left in the appointment after you set up the follow-up appointment is referrals. So I would highly encourage you to set up this appointment before you part ways, whether you're connecting via technology or in person. Because otherwise it's going to be hard. Yeah, you can get it on the calendar, but it's a little trickier. And the bottom line is, you don't want to do it like this. You don't want to be like, well, so if you have like a minute and like I could maybe help you with some of your oils, but like only if you want to. Like that's old Amy. Not cool. No, why? You have so much value to offer. For somebody with their brand new oils to sit down and get to pick your brain for 30 minutes about how to use them, they should be paying you for that. Like, that's awesome, okay? So, sorry, tangent, but that's how you set them up at your appointment. And what do you say? Okay, so the next step, this is what I would say. The next step is to set up a time where we're going to connect, and I'm going to show you how to get the most out of what you just ordered. I'm going to show you how to use your account and all the discounts that you have access to, okay? And I'm also going to teach you what in the world to do if people are bound to ask you about your oils, so we'll talk about that too. It's only going to take about 30 minutes, and we could do it via technology or in person. Give them 2 options for dates and move forward. That's it. All right, so that's how you set them up. If you guys have questions throughout, you can go ahead and throw them up. I put Intune on, so hopefully it doesn't sidetrack me. And if not, we can wait till the end. Okay, so what do you need? Oh boy. Well, I didn't bring mine. I'll go get it. I would highly recommend that you bring a product guide. I would highly recommend that you bring some kind of a device that you can log into their account to show them what that looks like. If you are going to offer some kind of a goodie bag or like a thank you thing, then I would bring that. So that could be like a sample of the Deep Blue Rub and a sample of the toothpaste in an empty roller bottle. You can make your own. I am now like outsourcing that. And I would encourage you, if you feel like I have this much time in the week for doTERRA, outsource that and ask me about that. And I would encourage the person who you're having the appointment with, you want them to bring everything that just came in their order. Sometimes people don't want to, they've already got their diffuser out. They don't have to pack that up, but they need that and you need those things. And that's pretty much it. You really don't need a ton of supplies. So I have to go grab my product guide 1 second. So, because then I'm going to actually role play what this looks like and it's going to be kind of funny. Because Gary's at pickleball and Whitney's in bed, and so what do you recommend if the follow-up is happening via technology? I actually use Zoom now because I think it's nice to be able to screen share. I use a Google Doc when I'm helping them set up their wish list, which we'll talk about, because then I can share it with them, and I just find it easier. If I have to do like FaceTime or Skype, that's fine. And honestly, you can do phone, but I just feel like, man, if I could see somebody's face, I would much rather, like, I would love to see all your faces right now. I really would. So that's how I tend to do it. So I'm going to model a follow-up appointment. And again, I have my notes. And I'm going to break it down. No, I'm not going to break it down. I'm going to model the whole thing for the most part. And then we're going to just briefly talk through the different components. Okay? All right. So let's just picture. So when I'm over here, I'm me, and when I lean this way, I'm my new customer. Get it? Okay? This is what you guys are making me do, and it makes me, this is a stretch. This is a stretch for Amy. Let's picture we're sitting in a coffee shop. It's great. All right? All right. You guys are so funny. Okay, so today we're going to go over your health goals. We're going to go over your new products. We're going to log into your account and show you how to use it. And I'm also going to teach you what to do, what your options are if somebody asks you about your oils, so you feel like totally comfortable and like, I know how to handle that. Is there anything else that you would like to make sure we go over today? No, I think that sounds really great. I'm really excited to learn more about what came in the mail. Boom. All right, awesome. So let's just start by reviewing some of your health goals. I know we had talked about sleep, better sleep. We talked about headaches. What other things should we talk about now that you have your oils? Well, I read that oils can actually be helpful for focus. Is that true? Yeah, that's totally true. So we can talk about focus. I'm taking notes here about it. So we can talk about focus. That's great. Is there anything else? Oh, I'm not really sure. Okay, so sometimes people want to know a little bit about like oils for cleaning or oils for exercise and fitness. Do any of those things interest you at all? Oh, I would really love to know more about cleaning. That actually really interests me. Okay, perfect. So we'll add that to the list too. That's solid. So you would be like writing this down or in a Google Doc, keeping track of it. And yeah, that kind of a thing. Okay. Okay, great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a list of anything that would be helpful to you for any of those health goals we just listed. We're going to start with the oils that you have, and then we're going to talk about some of the other products that doTERRA has that would probably be really helpful. So why don't you go ahead and pull out a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to jot some stuff down too, but let's start right away with headaches. So if you feel like you're struggling with a headache, let's talk about what you already have. So you're going to want to take some of your peppermint. You could put some on your temples, back of your neck. You could do the same with your lavender. And if you feel like it's really advanced, you could put some frankincense on the tip of your thumb and rest that on the roof of your mouth for about 15 seconds. And that will be super supportive as well. So how does that sound? Does that sound like a fair game plan for headaches? Yeah, that sounds great. I can't wait. I already been smelling my peppermint and it smells so good. Okay, good. So now let's talk about sleep. Because you got the Home Essentials kit, let's talk about some things that you could put in your diffuser in your bedroom that would be super helpful. So lavender is going to be a really great option. Also, so is your frankincense. And honestly, you could do them individually or you could do them together. What do you think about that? Yeah, that sounds great. I think I would probably really like to try them together. I think that would be a good combo. Okay, good. Okay, so we talked about sleep, headaches. Now let's talk about focus. Okay, so if you want to know about focus, let's just start with your lemon. Okay, so you're going to want to be putting your lemon in your water throughout the day. And remember to use glass or stainless steel. That'll be really great for focus. And the other oil that's going to be really great is peppermint. So versatile. You could again put some on your temples, back of your neck, smell just to inhale out of the bottle or drop in your hands. It's going to be so great. And my last favorite oil for focus is your frankincense. So just sniffing that bottle of frankincense will increase the blood flow to your brain by 28%. So this is an oil that you could smell, put in your hands, and inhale, and it's going to be really helpful for focus and all of that good brain stuff. So is that helpful? Yes, I will be so focused. That will be so good. Okay, so let's see, what other things did we talk about? Let me look at my notes here. All right, so sleep, focus, cleaning. Now what I want to do is you should grab your catalog that came with your oils. And I just kind of want to flip through this. This is honestly like a reference guide. It has such great tips on how to use each oil. And I just want to highlight some other things that would be helpful for your wish list. And so you can refer back to this at any time. So let's start on page 32. And so you mentioned, I know headaches is one of your health goals. So on page 32, it talks about past tense. And this oil is amazing. Comes in a roller bottle, roll it right on. It's so wonderful. It's the tension blend, and it helps relieve tension. And I know that you mentioned that your headaches are kind of related to that sometimes. So this is going to be your best friend. So if you want to like dog ear that or make a note, we can add it to your, write it down or add it to your Google Doc, but past tense is going to be really helpful for you. And I also wanted to mention the Deep Blue Rub products on page 37 because I also feel like that will help. You seem active and everything, that it will be really helpful if you're sore. But even this is again great for headaches, kind of along the back of your neck kind of thing. So this is awesome. And this is also the free product of the month this month. It's a promotion right now. So we can talk about how you can get that too, but they're always giving away free stuff. Next, on page 38, I want to talk about the Serenity products because you talked about sleep. So I love that there's a natural way to support healthy sleep because sleep is so important to how we're functioning. So honestly, you could get just the oil, but the oil and the soft gels together, it's cheaper, and they're amazing products to be able to support sleep naturally, and I love them. I absolutely adore them. So I wanted to point that out to you too. Pages 40 to 42 are all the On Guard products. So we love our On Guard for immune support, and you mentioned wanting to know more about cleaning. So here is laundry detergent and cleaner concentrate and hand wash, so you can replace all the chemicals and like the traditional antibacterial products with something that's way better for you, much better. Toothpaste, all sorts of good stuff. So I wanted to point that out too. Doesn't that sound like way better to be able to clean with that stuff? Yes, totally. Okay, so the last page I want you to turn to is page 56. Okay, so these pages actually contain doTERRA's #1 selling product. And this is their Lifelong Vitality Pack. And it is, honestly, if I had to pick between my oils and these supplements, I would pick these because they're like everything that I used to buy in a million different bottles all in one with incredible science and research plus our amazing oils added in. So they're super amazing. They're totally appropriate amounts, and they're also bioavailable, which is just a fancy way of saying your body's actually going to use them and they're not just going to pass through. They actually have a 30-day money-back guarantee on these so they really stand behind them. And I just felt like one of the things I noticed was much better sleep with these supplements. And I also know that things like headaches and a lot of the things that we deal with are very much due to inflammation in our body, and so this is all about helping with that. So I wanted to point that out too. And I'm also a big gut health fan, and they're good for your gut too. All right, so those are just a couple things to highlight in your product guide that we added to your wish list. Was that helpful? Yeah, super helpful. I think I'll be able to refer back to that, and that will be awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to order. So let's log into your account. If we're in person, I'll have them log in. And then if we're over Zoom, I'll ask them to screen share. So unless they know me and like don't care that I don't remember anybody's information. But anyway, so let's log in, and I'm going to show you how to use your account. So with your account, you have the option to use the loyalty rewards program, and honestly, almost everybody orders this way because it's like the cheapest way to get your oils, hands down. So basically, it's easy peasy, user friendly. You set up a monthly order, and what's great is that you can adjust or cancel it at any time, and the minimum is $1. So it's really doable. And there's other added bonuses too. You get all your shipping back and points to spend on free things. You can get an additional percentage back for free things, and there's even a free product every month if you want to take advantage of it. So just think like free. It's honestly the most generous program I've ever seen, and definitely a super affordable way to get your oils. So when you log into your account, you're going to see like a blue box and a purple box. So that purple box, let's click on that. That's the loyalty rewards order. And what we're going to do together is we're just going to set up a sample order with some of the items off your wish list, so you see what it looks like. And then it'll be up to you if you want to save it or if you want to cancel it. But I just want you to see what it looks like so that you understand completely how to use your account, right? Yeah, that sounds super great. I would have no clue how to use it otherwise. Okay, good. So let's start with the Serenity Soft Gels. Let's put those in there with the oil. Why don't we put in the On Guard Foaming Hand Wash for sure. And how about the Past Tense? What else was on your wish list? Anything else off the On Guard product line? I really wanted to try the toothpaste. Okay, so let's add that on there. And let's also add the Deep Blue Rub. So I feel like now that you can kind of see your wish list like in a cart like this, you kind of have a feel for like the total price of your wish list. So now what we can do is we can start like hacking things off and making the order the way that you want to look the way that you want it to look. We can do this together and create a template that you feel really good about, or we could just save it as it is right now and you could go back in later and adjust it to how you want to be or cancel it. Oh, can you guys not hear me again? Anne says you can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Oh no. Thank you, Anne, for telling me. Anybody else? Can you guys not hear me? Sometimes the comments take a little bit to come through. So, I'll wait patiently. I really hope you can hear me. Anybody else? Can you hear me? Send a like. Okay, so Nikki, you can hear? Okay, good. Anne, I'm secretly hoping it's just you. So we'll keep going, but I'm sorry, Anne, that's terrible. I mean, actually, it might be kind of nice to not be able to hear me. Okay, so we're adding products into the cart. So I asked if, like, do you want to do this together, or do you want to just save it as is and then come back later and you can do this on your own? Oh, no, I'd really like your help. I think it'd be helpful to kind of understand. Okay, good. So I'm such a good role player. Are you guys so proud of me? Okay, so let's narrow this down. What products do you for sure want to come soon? Okay, I want the Serenity products, the Past Tense, and that's probably it for now. Okay, great. So let's edit it down that way. You can see your ship date. And now what I want you to do, I want you to put a reminder in your phone for 2 days before your ship date. And I'm going to put a reminder in my phone for your ship date as well. And for the first month or two, I will touch base with you and remind you so you don't forget. You'll also get emails, but I just want to help make sure that you have great service that way. So we're going to do that together. Okay, so there's one last thing that you can do then. It would really help me out. So I really love being able to help people and help them understand how to use oils. I typically like to meet with people who care about their health and also believe that quality is important. They don't have to buy anything if they don't want to, and really all I'll do is reach out and ask if they'd spare an hour to meet with me. That's it. So do you know anybody that would fit that description? Yes, my cousin would love this. She would love to do this. She would love to know more about this. Okay, great. So we're in person now. Why don't you just write down her contact information, like the way that she prefers to be contacted, and what time of day does she like prefer to be contacted? Nights are usually better for her, like after 8. Okay, good. So I'll just reach out to her and see if she's interested in learning more. Thanks. That's so great. And then I am really sure that people are probably going to ask you about your oils. So when that happens, you have 2 options. You can refer them to me, which is great, or I can teach you how to do the appointments like I did for you. Which one of those would you prefer? Oh man, that's a really good question. I think for right now, I'll probably refer people to you, but maybe in the summer when I have a little bit more time, I think I might want to know more about how to do an appointment for somebody. I think I could do it. Yeah, you could totally do it. Yes, for sure. So, yeah, that's great. You just keep me posted. The door's always open, but no pressure, and we'll just go from there. But if you know anybody that would love to know, just send them my way, and I'll send you a little gift for that too. Just to wrap things up, I want to make sure you get plugged into Oil Camp. So let's go in and get you registered for that. Basically, it's just a Facebook event, and by the end of it, you will know exactly what to do with every bottle of oil that's sitting in front of you, and you'll feel so confident using them. It's great, and you'll probably earn a ton of free things too. So it's a win-win. So let's get you set up for that. Here's the goodie bag I have for you, and so you make your own roller bottle and try a couple of fun different products. So this is for you to enjoy as a small thank you from me. And then I also just wanted to offer, when your order comes in a couple weeks, would it be helpful to you if we just sat down and connected? I could answer questions that have come up. We could talk about your new things. Would that be something that would be helpful to you? Yes, I would really love that. I think I need a little more help. Okay, great. So let's get that on the calendar, and we will for sure connect. So thanks so much for taking the time to meet with me, and you're going to love Oil Camp, but we will touch base in a couple weeks. Okay, guys, so that is a follow-up appointment. I feel like I talked for a long time, but I don't think that's really, I think that's doable, right, guys? You guys could all do that. So let's just like talk about the breakdown of each component of, so there's 7 different components that I went through. And feel free, now that I'm not like trying to role play with myself, which was like very much a stretch for me, feel free to ask questions. Any questions, shoot. So the first thing I did with them was the agenda. Guys, people want to know what to expect when they meet with you. So when I set up the appointment, I gave the follow-up appointment, I gave the agenda. It's just like what we've always been taught. And then when I sit down with them, I give them the agenda again, because they've probably forgotten and they're probably nervous all over again. And I want them to know this is what we're going to do and what you can expect, so that they can relax and enjoy the appointment and feel cared for, instead of being like, what's going to happen? Okay? So let them know. The second component was learning about their goals and their wants. So in that initial appointment, it's more about like needs, but then in this appointment, it's great because we get to talk about like, what are some things like that you want? Because the reality is people spend money on things that they need and they want, and they kind of know you a little better now, so it's easier to talk about that. Hopefully they know, like, and trust you better. And you'd also really be surprised, because more things will probably come up. Maybe they've been reading more, or maybe they feel more comfortable to say like, wait, do you have like an oil for that? Something like that. So yes, that was the second part. The third part is the wish list. Okay, anybody can create a wish list. Please use a catalog for this. Do not do this from memory. If you do it from memory, they're going to sit there and think, I could never do what she does, which is not true, because I bet they could probably do it from memory in just a couple months if they fall in love with their oils. But use a catalog. They've got one that came with their oils. Just use that. And number 4, I talked just how to order. Remember, they are looking to you for help. They see you as the expert. They don't know. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to order. They don't know how to use their account. And I, out early on, out of like my own insecurities, did not explain well how to order. And I probably had more people irritated with me because they placed a standard order and missed out than anything. That like tended to be the result. So they want to know, so be clear. And it does take some guts, I think, to do it. That might not be true, but you guys can do it. You can do that. 5, ask for referrals. You can do this again because, again, they know you better. They've maybe experienced their oils a little bit. They're starting to get it a little bit more. Or maybe you chickened out and maybe you have to ask for referrals for the first time. 6, you bring up the business. Don't decide for anybody. Everybody gets to make that decision. And I feel like it's true, guys. People are going to ask them about oils. So if we are really customer first, could you imagine if you got oils and like your sister was like, okay, so I got oils. Let's say I had a sister. I don't. And she was like, oh my gosh, those oils are so cool. Tell me about them. And I was like, yeah, I spent $150 on them. And she'd be like, whoa, no. And then that like then I feel bad, she feels bad. So if I like properly like said, either you're going to help me have an appointment with them, or I'm going to teach you how to do an appointment with them, that's a win-win. And all my customers are cared for, which makes my heart happy. And remember, 1 out of every 8 people will say yes. So if you have 8 appointments a month, which is honestly doable, guys, it's really not that big of a deal. That might sound like, but it's like so not a big deal. You could technically be launching 1 person a month. And let me tell you, it is super fun to get to do this with people. And 7, the last part was just wrap it up. I talk about oil camp, you know, things I'm giving them. You know, maybe I'm emailing them a Modern Essentials app, so they're going to want to know that's coming. Stuff like that. And remember, the goal is to leave them feeling awesome. Just like from your first appointment, you always want to leave them feeling really awesome. Okay? So you have this script in your Fierce Leader training binder, which hopefully you've printed off and made your own, but maybe it's just me who loves binders. So print it off, use it. You also have an empty outline that you can fill out on your own. So you I think it's good to kind of go through it. And then honestly, guys, so if you've done the launch training and this training, the next step is really to set up a time to for some coaching, which is way more fun than it sounds. And that just means you're going to practice the scripts and do some role playing and, just connect, okay? So that's really the next step. But, okay, I'm going to be quiet now. Do you guys have any questions about follow-up appointments? Because I know I need to go delete all those videos that I put up without any sound. And do you want to know the real kicker? I think it's because my tripod hit my mute button. So that's slightly embarrassing. I know that there's a delay on when the comments come through. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, look at that. None of the other ones posted. Thanks, Facebook. For reals, guys, you can totally do this. You really can. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of practice because we're really just we're our own worst enemy. We are. So have grace for yourself. And even if you just take some of maybe let's say, oh my gosh, I have a follow-up appointment tomorrow. I can't learn all this, before tomorrow. Well, then just take 2 or 3 things that you can apply, even 1 to 2 things that you can apply. And I promise you with some of these things that you apply, it will go very well. It really will. I don't like to promise, but I'll tell you that. All right, so also any feedback about Zoom or Facebook Live would be great, but apparently once we got the volume figured out, this worked okay, so that was a good thing. But if that's it, I am going to sign off. I'm going to let you guys have your evenings. Thanks for being a part. And then we've got another launch training and another business overview. We've got other things coming up this month. But let's all go do some appointments and help people feel cared for. Nikki said, thanks for doing this and talking to yourself like a crazy person. I honestly felt like a crazy person. I thought some people are really good at stuff like that. I thought about wearing a hat. How do I know who's who? So, and then sometimes when I was over here, that meant like I wasn't in the appointment at all, and I was just like talking about what I was doing. So I'm a crazy person sometimes, and I really felt it in that. But thank you, Nikki. Thank you. All right, guys. I will talk to you all tomorrow for one last live video, and then it will be the weekend. But thank you, and have a great evening. Bye.